Warren Buffett is the only person who, from scratch, built a company that is in the top 10 of the Fortune 500.
I was always playing around with numbers. I find it enjoyable.
And that was a bit from Becoming Warren Buffett, the new HBO documentary debuting January 30th, which tells the tale of how an ambitious, numbers-obsessed boy from Nebraska became one of the richest, most respected men in the world. With a net worth of more than $60 billion, Buffett still drives himself to work every day. So what makes the Oracle of Omaha tick? Joining us to discuss is the film's director, Peter Kunhardt. Peter, welcome. It's so great to see you here.
Thanks, Tanya. Nice to be here.
So you got unprecedented access into Warren Buffett's day-to-day life. How did you get that kind of access?
I think our timing, we just lucked out. He was at a reflective point in his life, and we sent him a letter asking him to do this, and the timing was right. I work with my sons, so two of my sons, so three of us went out there, and he's very close with his children. So I think there was a trust there that
he liked the family dynamic.
Yeah,
he saw there.
He responded to that.
Now, did he ever ask you to leave something out, or did he want you to paint any picture a certain way?
There were no ground rules, no editorial control, and actually the only restriction was he said all I can give you is an hour. But after the first hour, he recognized and we recognized it could be a long. It ended up being 2 years of working together.
Right. Wow, 2 years.
2 years.
And what made you, as a filmmaker, interested in making a film about Warren Buffett?
You know, moral leadership is a characteristic that we follow through in a lot of the films we make. And I just think he has that in spades. And it's a refreshing thing in this day and age. I've always liked the persona he projects, and I wanted to see if it was genuine and real, and it certainly was.
It certainly is.
What you see is what you get.
Well, he's well known for his frugality. We have a clip of that we want to run.
I'll have a sausage McMuffin with egg and cheese.
Anything else?
That's it. Thank you. And I tell my wife, as I shave in the morning, I say either 261, 295, or 317. And she puts that amount in a little cup by me here, and that determines which of 3 breakfasts I get.
I love that. So what were the forces in his past, in his history, that shaped the man we see today?
You know, there were 2 principal forces. One was his father, who he was extremely close to. And his father's philosophy was, it's more important how you do something than how much you make. So he instilled in him morals and principles that, to this very day, Warren sits at his father's desk. His father's portrait hangs behind him. He very much is aware of living up to his father's expectations.
Was his father a finance man as well?
He was a finance man, but he became a congressman and moved the family to Washington briefly.
Interesting.
And during those early years in Washington, Warren was kind of a geeky kind of a kid. He had a hard time fitting in socially. And when he became a young man, the woman he married, Susie, his first wife, took it upon herself to make him a more well-rounded person. And she just, he describes that she had a little watering can and she watered him and made him a more whole person. So that by the end of our film, he attributes his success to her.
Amazing. Now, how much do you think Warren Buffett, who's such a colossal figure in American sort of popular culture in many ways, how do you think he's shaped the way we look at capitalism and even the way we look at philanthropy?
Well, what surprised me most is he made it clear to us right from the beginning that because stocks are so liquid, everybody has a tendency to trade them more often than we should. And his teaching is that find companies you like and stick with them. And he buys them for the long haul. He buys them for life, he says. And unless something very weird happens, he holds on to them. So he taught his sense of patience and his ability to stay calm when the world rocks around him or when the stock market falls or climbs. He just has an even keel that I think has helped all Americans, all people all over the world kind of see it through difficult times.
Very reassuring.
Yeah.
And as we noted, he's been known for his philanthropy. Now, you pointed out that his father eventually went to Washington. He's been outspoken on policy issues before. Do you think he harbors any desire to go into government himself at some point?
No, no desires whatsoever. I think he's very he's created Berkshire Hathaway in his image. So he has a quiet office where he spends 6 or 7 hours a day reading. He only has 25 people that report to him. He's created a shell around him that works perfectly for him. And I don't think he would ever leave Omaha or that environment.
Amazing. Now, knowing what you knew about him before the film and actually shooting the film, was there anything that surprised you?
What surprised me was I had expected someone who, he's known for keeping his emotions out of business. And yet, what surprised me is he's a very emotional man, that right beneath the surface, the details of his life that were either happy or painful are right there, and so it was kind of an opposite persona than I expected going in.
Because he's had certainly some interesting sort of domestic life issues and sadnesses there as well, and he was open about all of that with you.
Very open about it, and when he couldn't speak about it because it was too emotional, he encouraged us to speak to his children, his sisters, so he had no problem having us find the story, but there were just certain subjects that he couldn't go there himself.
Amazing. Well, Peter Kunhardt, thank you so much for coming to talk to us about your new film.
Thank you.